cork, wool, chalk, animal fur and even human hair. A few centuries on, Germany got dead into the tennis too, but wanted to make a few modifications to the ball to make it a bit more effective. Around this time, an American chemist had just created something called vulcanized rubber. Out of that, people started developing air-filled rubber balls, which were properly bouncy, but either red or grey in colour. These were manufactured in Melton Mowbray. That's right, the home of the pork pie. One problem, the balls kept on breaking on impacts with the racket. The call of new balls please seemingly coming over every other point. Step forward English lawyer and tennis enthusiast John Moyer Heathcote, who suggested balls be covered in flannel to stop them from degrading. And thus the modern-day tennis ball was born. But these were white or black, so how did they become yellow? Well, in 1967, the controller of BBC Two, one Sir David Attenborough, decided the corporation should show Wimbledon on colour TV. He got his wish and it was wide into people's homes across the country. The only sticking point, the white balls were nearly impossible to see on the screen. So the International Tennis Federation, sensing an opportunity, started developing a new ball that would be visible even without the need for 4K LED displays. Not that anyone had that in the late 60s. After rigorous testing, they came up with the colour optic yellow and decided every ball be coated in that colour from there on in. And there you have it. Tennis balls are yellow, all because Sir David Attenborough wanted to watch Wimbledon from the comfort of his own front room. You could say the ITF aced it.
Good morning. Welcome along to Early Breakfast here on talkSPORT with Adrian Flux. Insurance for the individual. You can find out more at adrianflux.co.uk. Yes, we're building up to breakfast back at 6 o'clock this morning with Jeff Stelling and everybody, including Sam Stevens' favourite silver fox, Andy Townsend. Hello.
Yes, I love Andy Townsend, I have to say.
He's the best.
He is an absolute top man. Looking forward to seeing him this morning. And talking of one of his old teams, Chelsea, 2 games away from winning the Club World Cup and 100 million quid. That's not bad, is it? It's live on talkSPORT tonight as they take on Fluminense. We'll look ahead to that game later. At Wimbledon, Cam Norrie takes on Carlos Alcaraz on centre court later this afternoon. Can he progress to the semi-finals? He wants to turn centre court into a cauldron. That'll be a fascinating game. At the Women's Euros, Spain are hammering teams for fun. It's matchday -1 for the Lionesses. We'll bring you all the latest from their camp in Switzerland. Plus, we've got all the latest transfer news for you, some serious stuff in the back pages, and a load of nonsense in the fronts too.
Yar baby, this is Early Breakfast on talkSPORT with Adrian Flux. Insurance for the individual. Find out more at adrianflux.co.uk. Now, Fluminense. Not Fluminense.
No, there's an N in it.
What's it now? What is Fluminense? Because is that like a tablet?
Fluminense.
Something to do with hay fever or something?
Is it?
I don't know, I feel like I know the
You feel
word.
like you get prescription.
Everyone keeps saying Fluminense.
Oh.
When I say everyone, it might just be me who's saying
Yeah,
that.
sounds like, is it a treatment for flu, basically?
Yeah, maybe
Fluminense. Fluminense, I believe. Listening to Tim Vickery earlier.
Right, okay. Yeah, trust the guys out there.
They are an interesting case because they apparently were the least likely team out of the Brazilians to make it this far, Tim was saying earlier. He said that they were basically nearly relegated last year. But I think there's always something a little bit intriguing about the Brazilian teams. It's, in general, these are the ones, the South American teams are the ones that we always want to see a bit more of. I think there's something about the nostalgic past of watching the great Brazilian teams in World Cups and things. But these are the teams you don't see in the Champions League, aren't they, Shebs? Yeah. We know about Paris Saint-Germain, we know about Real Madrid, brilliant, wonderful teams, fantastic. Chelsea as well. But Fluminense offering something a little bit different from the Brazilian side.
Absolutely. And Thiago Silva as well plays for that side, reportedly spying on his former team. We'll come to Chelsea in just a second. Do you know what happened yesterday?
Go on, what happened?
Did you see my TikTok yesterday?
I don't know whether I did, actually. I saw your Instagram.
There was a girl waiting at temporary traffic lights.
Oh, I did see that. No, I did see that. What's going on there?
What are you doing? So I thought it was funny the other day to pretend I was waiting there.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a life, so, I make TikToks. And then I come off the train yesterday and there was a girl actually waiting at the temporary traffic lights.
Did you ask her why she was waiting?
No, I just filmed her and put it on social media.
Excellent. Okay.
And then walked on past her.
Very good. I think she might have got a bit confused there, don't you, about the fact about what the laws are for the pedestrians.
Just made me laugh. I was like, what are you doing? What's actually happened? Do you think that's for you?
I also saw you doing your impression of Victor Gyökeres doing his Bane celebration. Sounds a little bit like Dr. Evil.
Put on the mask. One of my favourite movies of all time.
Really?
Dark Knight Rises.
Aren't you watching some fancy TV show at the moment with Taron Egerton?
Oh my God. Right.
Yes.
Not just because Taron Egerton is in it.
Brilliant, he is.
Big part of it. Big part of it though. It's called Smoke. And last night took a turn. Like a real turn.
Really?
Oh, Jamie and I were like, oh.
Very dramatic. That's on Apple TV, isn't it? Other streaming services are available, but not to watch that show on.
Apple's kind of like, it's up there.
Yeah, you like Apple, don't you? You keep telling me about all these shows to watch on Apple. I haven't even got it.
And we were saying this morning, you can't even share your codes anymore. You can't even share your password with a friend. Like, go and watch it on mine, because now it's like all QR codes. So it's like scan your phone, and then it's an Apple phone to the TV.
That's it.
So I'd need to come in, check you and Sophia in your living room.
Yeah.
To Apple TV. Then they're like, see you later.
It's an elitist club, and I'm not in it.
What, you've got an Apple phone, man?
I know. What's going on there? Right, I need to get on that this morning.
13 quid a month. Seriously? Right, back pages for you. Sam back a little bit later. Sam, back page of the Times. Oh God, this is tragic. The picture after Dimitrov. What's his name again? Dimitrov. It's not funny. That's not what I'm laughing at. I'm just laughing at Sam. Dimitrov yesterday. What a shame. He was looking like he was booking a spot in the quarterfinals against Yannick Sinner. Yannick Sinner was struggles, and then Dimitrov got a pec injury, so he's out. God love him. Looking at the back page of The Sun, the headline there is "The Spy Blue Loved Me." As I mentioned earlier on, Thiago Silva spying on his beloved Chelsea to help wreck their Club World Cup dreams. I can't imagine it's that deep, but we love a headline. Also, nice pictures of Matthias Cunha turning up at Carrington yesterday for his first day at Manchester United and training there. Back page of the Daily Mail, it's about Tim Henman saying British losers for gripes about Hawkeye calls, saying that people who have been complaining is total garbage about the mistakes that happened at Wimbledon yesterday, not yesterday but the day before. And then also looking at the Telegraph, Ainsley is Wimbledon trump card, an expansion plan row. Sir Ben Ainsley is a trump card for a Wimbledon proposed expansion ahead of the High Court hearing into the plans. And then pictures of Dimitrov yesterday, very upset, being helped off the court by Yannick Sinner. But let's start with the Club World Cup. We're into the semi-finals. How'd that happen? Chelsea in action tonight. They take on Brazilian side Fluminense, not Fluminense. Enzo Maresca's men will face either Real Madrid or PSG in the final on Sunday. They meet in the second semi-final tomorrow. Could a Club World Cup victory spur a title challenge for the Blues?
And it is all over, and Chelsea are through to the semi-finals of the Club World Cup.
Tell you what, I was really impressed with João Pedro coming off the bench, and he must have looked sharp in training, because I tell you what, he looked sharp tonight.
I'm sick of hearing it. Chelsea fans and Cundy and Scott Minto. No, another year, top four would be great, and try and win a trophy. No. Chelsea should be going for the title. The amount of money they're spending, the players they're bringing in.
So you invested yet, Chelsea fans? So many people just enjoying the summer break, haven't quite got into the Club World Cup. But tonight should be a good game. Now we're at that stage of the competition. Also, an interesting final coming up on Sunday night. Chelsea versus Real Madrid or PSG, if they are to beat Fluminense tonight. Would be up against the Lionesses against Wales in terms of the telly. I know what I'll be watching. No offence, Chelsea, if you get there. Chelsea fan and broadcaster Kweku Afari says Chelsea have had a good run and a bit of luck at the Club World Cup.
PSG and Real Madrid in the semi-finals. The biggest team in the world versus the best team in the world. Chelsea are taking on Fluminense with Thiago Silva, who's 40 years old, starting centre-back. So there is no denying that Chelsea have had an easier path to the semi-finals, but you can only beat who's put in front of you. And some of the teams that Chelsea have beaten have upset other teams. Fluminense beat Inter Milan, so you can't take anything for granted. But this is a Chelsea team that are growing and developing, and I know it's not been the toughest test in this competition. Back in the Premier League season, beat Liverpool, beat Manchester United, beat Nottingham Forest, and so it's a Chelsea team that are on good form.
Not to call out anybody else this morning, but even Quaker's saying Fluminense, if you heard that there. Everyone, let's do a shot next time you hear someone say Fluminense. Liam Delap suspended tonight. João Pedro expecting his first start for the Blues. Tonight's opponents boast 40-year-old former Chelsea man Thiago Silva at centre-back, and they're unbeaten at the Club World Cup so far. They were founded, by the way, by an Englishman called Oscar Cox back in 1902, don't you know? I didn't know, but I love that little tidbit of information. South American football expert Tim Vickery told Extra Time earlier that they were the least likely of the Brazil teams to make the semis. And we've got no clip of that. As I mentioned, Chelsea have their very own Brazilian. 60 million signing João Pedro. He's making the back pages today. He's had his first big interview with the club. Will he get a start tonight in his favourite position? He's been speaking exclusively to talkSPORT's Ben Jacobs.
I would say striker. I like to play number 9, but also I like to feel free on the pitch. That's what Enzo said to me. Play like a number 9, but also come deeper to link up with the other players. I'm a very technical player. I like to score as well. And I think also I play like a 9, but I also have a mind like a 10 as well. So I think this link up, this combination with the teammates, I think will be good for Chelsea.
João Pedro said he was on the beach eating Brazilian food when Chelsea reached out to him. Will he get his first start tonight? Very, very likely. Also looking ahead to the return of the Premier League. Will he be starting in that game alongside Liam Delap? Maybe the pair of them might feature for Chelsea in the first Prem game of the season. Former Man United and Brazil midfielder and World Cup winner Kleberson joined Adi Oladipo and Troy Deeney on kick-off last night out in New York City. Kleberson says João Pedro has improved his chances of being called up to Carlo Ancelotti's World Cup squad by moving to Chelsea.
The movement that João Pedro did, it's really good for him because now he went to top club. The level of the competition will be expected a little bit more higher.
Yes.
You know? And then from Brazil national team, it's perfect because we don't have a guy like him. The guy can and the box is danger. He can shooting. You can see like the games against Palmeiras. He's coming in the game so hungry to score the goals. And João Pedro can play on 9. He can play at 10. He can play also as a winger.
Yes.
You know, for the manager, it's perfect. I think he can help us a lot in Brazil on the World Cup.
Kleberson speaking with Troy Deeney and Adi Oladipo yesterday on the kick-off show on talkSPORT. By the way, you can watch that full interview on the talkSPORT YouTube channel. A really interesting listen with Kleberson there. Good luck to João Pedro at Chelsea. I'm wondering, Chelsea fans, are you feeling like you're confident you can go on and win this tournament? Like we say, still a strong final if you are to get through against Real Madrid or PSG. But what do you think? Are you invested in it? If you win a European trophy this season, you win the Club World Cup in top 4, that's no bad. That's no bad. Well, let me tell you, Gabby Agbonlahor thinks another splurge this summer that you've already seen so far. Chelsea have no more excuses when it comes to a title challenge.
I'm sorry, when you look at what they spend. I mean, last season they spent 281 million euros. This season already, 179 million euros. What they're spending each summer, they should be beating the teams that they're beating. They should be one of the favourites to win this competition. We've got to come into it, but I'm sick of hearing Chelsea fans and Cundy and Scott Minto, no, another year, top 4 would be great and try and win a trophy. No. Chelsea should be going for the title. The amount of money they're spending, the players they're bringing in. I get it a couple of years ago, but come on, last season, okay, patience, get into the top 4, okay, get into Champions League, okay. This season, you can't be the same. Oh, top 4 will do. Oh, Champions League now. We've got to be careful playing Champions League. No, the amount of players you've got. I know they'll get rid of some of these players as well, but they're going to have 2 teams.
Gabby Agbonlahor there saying Chelsea should be going for it this season. No excuses when it comes to trying to win the title. Do you agree with that, Chelsea fans? No more messing about. You've spent big money. 03717 223344. Personally, I don't know if they need another season, potentially. I don't know if Maresca might need another season and then really get things going, but you can't say they've not had a good season. It's been all right, considering how it started in the first season for Enzo Maresca. Potentially could win 2 trophies and also get into the Champions League. What do you think, Chelsea fans? This is the floor for you. 0371722 3344. Chelsea against Fluminense tonight in the Club World Cup semi-final. It's live for you here on talkSPORT at 8 o'clock. All of the build-up from 7. Up next, we'll get into today's back pages. Morning. Very good morning to you. How are you getting on this Tuesday? You're listening to Early Breakfast here on talkSPORT with Adrian Flux. Get a tailor-made quote for your commercial vehicle. Search Adrian Flux Insurance for the individual. Don't worry, 6 o'clock this morning, it's Jeff Stelling and Andy Townsend. We have discovered that I'm miles off it today. Miles and miles off it. In fact, Sam, just book the taxi. I'll head home now. In fact, a walk for my punishment. That's absolutely fine. Don't forget, by the way, you can watch all of the action from the studio on your smart TV. If you've got one in your back pocket, you can also stream us on the YouTube channel. And make sure, by the way, you update the talkSPORT app. It's looking absolutely lovely and refreshed. It's had a summer glow up. Okay, some of the other headlines you're waking up to today. Anthony Elanga is expected to travel to Newcastle for a medical after they agreed a fee to sign him from Nottingham Forest. The deal's expected to be worth 55 million quidlies. Elanga, who came through Manchester United's youth setup, was involved in 17 goals for Forest in the Premier League last season. Meanwhile, Callum Wilson has left the Magpies after 5 seasons with the club. Loved Elanga last season. Wonder how he'll improve things at Newcastle next season. Nottingham Forest have appointed former Arsenal technical director Edu as their global head of football. The Brazilian decided to leave the Gunners last November in order to take on a project with Forest owner Evangelos Marinakis. And after 6 months of gardening leave, Edu officially left the London club in April. And it was an injury-affected day at Wimbledon yesterday. Even though both Jannik Sinner and 7-time winner Novak Djokovic made it through in the men's draw. Well, on the women's side, there's a teenager in the quarter-finals. Good for her. Here's talkSPORT's Lisa O'Sullivan with all the details from day 8 at SW19.
Yannick Sinner will play Ben Shelton in the quarter-finals after coming through a dramatic fourth-round match against Grigor Dimitrov. It was the Bulgarian who led by 2-0 before damaging his shoulder and being unable to continue. Marin Cilic was beaten by Flavio Cobolli, who goes on to take on Novak Djokovic, who himself didn't look 100% against Alex de Minaur, but came through in 4 sets. 18-year-old Mira Andreeva was so focused at the end of her match with Emma Navarro, she didn't realise she'd won and was on the baseline getting ready to play another point. She did lose her concentration earlier in the match when she saw 8-time Wimbledon champion Roger Federer in the royal box. She said she got so nervous seeing him in the flesh. She's the youngest player to make the last 8 at Wimbledon in 18 years and has charmed centre court after a 6-2, 6-3 win over Emma Navarro.
Mira Andreeva had a good run last year as well, didn't she, at Wimbledon? What a superstar, only 18 years old. And thoughts with Dimitrov, who went off yesterday, a shoulder pec injury, which meant Yannick Sinner goes through, but Dimitrov just on the edge there of making the quarterfinals. Not to be his day. Wishing him a speedy recovery. Also today, 2:40 by the way, Cameron Norrie, the only Brit left in the tournament, men or women, against Carlos Alcaraz. So that's going to be an absolutely brilliant game. Can the Brit knock out the current holder? That would be the upset for the books. We'd absolutely love that. We would love to see it, even though Alcaraz just seems like an absolute cutie pie. So sweet. All the updates from Wimbledon coming with Lisa O'Sullivan later on today. Chelsea fans, where are you at this morning? You getting an extra bit of a shut-eye before the Club World Cup semi tonight against Fluminense? 03717 223344. You've now got João Pedro spending more money this summer. Are you in for a title challenge this season in the Premier League? 81089 03717 223344. Sam is here with today's back pages.
Yes, I am indeed.
Have you bought Apple TV yet?
I haven't managed to sign up in that last 5 minutes, actually.
You can just double click the side of your phone.
Oh, really?
Screen, it'll take your screen face, so you've no excuses to say.
Do you know what I really need to do, Shebs? Spend more money on streaming services.
Why? What are you spending? I mean, my bills
Honestly,
are...
my bill's ludicrous. It's actually offensive.
What? How much you're not spending?
No, how much I am spending on streaming services. It's embarrassing.
What's your Netflix? What's Netflix now? About £8?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I've given up on. I think Netflix now or Amazon Prime got one of those. Got those as well.
I love Prime.
Disney Plus.
Yep.
For various reasons, and also I get my Sky subscription through Now TV. You see,
yes, so I used to.
That's
have
another
that.
one. So there you go. It's just all adds up, doesn't it? Once you then add just Spotify's into the mix and everything else as well.
Has Sophia sat down yet and said the amount of sport we're paying for has got to stop?
No, she does let me have the sport. She would never dictate that. Those sort of terms to me.
I mean, my mum sat down with my dad on many occasions, like, Kevin, look how much we're spending on sport.
Oh right, yeah.
What is Celtic TV?
Yeah, well, that's true.
You
At
know,
this time of the year, not much point watching it, is there?
Well, I mean, it is a lot of money, isn't it? The amount you spend on your TV outgoings, and then it's like, oh, now you have to pay whatever for a big fight. It's £20 a time. Exactly
that. No, it is, and we laugh and we joke, but actually it is incredibly expensive to watch the TV you want nowadays because everything's so spread, isn't it, across all the different streaming services. If you want to catch the latest thing, you've got to pay for it.
And then the blooming kids, sometimes I'll say, have my phone for a minute, or they've got their little Fire Kindle things.
Oh yeah.
They'll download and they'll know the password now, and off they go. And then I'll see my bill and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You spent £20 on the worst game I've ever seen.
Yeah, exactly.
Just draw the picture. Why do you need the computer to do it?
Yes. Yeah, quite.
Anyway, ran over.
None of this is making the back pages, surprisingly, this morning.
No?
No.
Your
your family streaming situation. I'm just trying to find it, actually.
We can get a whip round, £1 each for everyone listening to this show. That's £13 towards Sam's Apple bill.
Thanks very much. Yeah, I'll start a crowdfunder. Noisy Norrie, British hopeful, vows to stay vocal even against Alcaraz.
I'd love it if he got through this today. I'd love it.
Yeah, it would be quite something, wouldn't it? What about Yannick Sinner? He's got rather lucky, hasn't he? I mean, he's lost 2 sets. He's lost obviously in the final of the French Open. He went through that situation with the doping ban, but managed to avoid having, missing out on playing a major tournament. And now he's got a little bit lucky here. I mean, fortune favours the brave, as it were, I suppose. But he, he's obviously one of the favourites going to this competition, isn't he, Yannick Sinner? But he certainly had a little bit of luck along the way, which I suppose one needs to be successful in sport. I did like his interview, though. It felt it was very heartfelt and sorry towards what happened with Dimitrov. And, he knows the situation that he was in.
He wished him all the best and a good recovery. And said that he deserved to go through, but it wasn't to be, as in his opponent deserved to go through, but as Yannick Sinner goes through. Imagine he goes on and wins the whole thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? That is absolutely.
You could
see that
money
happening. Yeah,
to Grigor, shouldn't you?
Yeah, and the thing is with the top players, even when they do go 2 sets down, there's no guarantees that means that they're going to lose.
This is true. No, that's absolutely true.
But that it's a pretty fortuitous position to be in to see your opponent leave by an injury. Novak Djokovic as well. I think it's interesting Wimbledon this year, isn't it? Because I mean, both sides of the draw, but it seems like I don't know whether it's just because we maybe Djokovic is reaching the end. Alcaraz won last year, but it does seem to me like we're almost seeing everybody being with a chance of beating everybody else. De Minaur at the first set of Djokovic yesterday. That's great stuff. Cam Norrie will fancy his chances against Alcaraz on his home turf today.
Yeah,
that makes it interesting, doesn't it? That it's not just kind of a procession for whoever's going to go on and win the tournament.
Well, that's what it should be, and sometimes you've seen the best, wins in tennis happen in such fashion, and then at some point somebody breaks through, and then their rankings go, up, and tennis starts to change. I think it's been an interesting one this year, and especially I think from the Brits' point of view, I think it has been anyway. With Raducanu putting on such a great display against Sabalenka, and she said she played like the best she could possibly play, and she still can't beat Sabalenka, and then Kartal, who is I think the best thing to hit Wimbledon in quite some time. I think it's just kind of changed. So good luck to Norrie today. If he can get through the semis, that would be outstanding. Yeah,
about 3 o'clock I think for that one. So it'll be well worth a look if you get the chance. Now, proper England. Georgia Stanway wants the Lionesses to go back to their roots and be proper England as they prepare to face the Netherlands at Euro 2025 after their opening defeat by France. This game, of course, is tomorrow, live on talkSPORT for you. We know as a team that we underperformed. We know as individuals we underperformed. I didn't want to do the press conference today because I'm fed up of talking. It's time that we focus on putting things right on the grass. I mean, if there was ever a time that Serena Wiegman needed her side to turn up, it's tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah, I think good chat there from Stanway. I thought that was a decent interview. I'm done talking. Let's go again, because she had not the best performance of her career against who were they playing?
Against the French.
My head's gone, man. We didn't sleep last night.
No, can you tell that neither of us slept last night? It's great, isn't it?
Sam and I weren't together, but
words
none of us
missing
slept
on the radio
last
is not
night.
ideal, is it?
Bonjour. But I think England beat the Netherlands because the Netherlands aren't tested themselves against the best, playing Wales with no disrespect. I've said this before. So I think the Netherlands are beaten by England. I think the Netherlands beat France. And I think the Lionesses beat Wales by a big amount of goals on their last game of the group. Therefore, England go through on goal difference.
Right.
That's what I think is going to play out.
But tomorrow is all important towards it, isn't it?
And
absolutely vital.
They've had their bad day, a really, really bad day. And I think they will go on and they'll be stronger from this. And even though I love the Netherlands and I love Vivianne Miedema, I think England are going to cause them major problems tomorrow.
Right. Because England could be the big casualty of the group stages otherwise, couldn't they?
Well, yeah, I mean, either way, one of those big teams, England, France or Netherlands,
yeah,
I mean,
someone's got to go.
These big teams are going to go home on goal difference, likely.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Okay, you're listening to Early Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we'll go inside the Women's Euros camp in Switzerland. Morning.
What football ground are you thinking of when someone says this?
Really tough place to go. Difficult place to go. Such a tough place to go.
It's a tough place to go at the moment.
It was a really difficult place to go.
But what are the toughest places to go, really? We've had a look. Forget a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke. Try a blizzard 220 miles inside the Arctic Circle. When Chelsea lost at Tromsø in Norway in the Cup Winners' Cup, a massive snowstorm hit at half-time. These two boys and their brooms were absolutely no match for it. We're staying in Scandinavia for Scotland's toughest away day on the side of a cliff in the Faroe Islands in Euro 2000 qualifying. The pitch at Toftir was like a cow field, never mind those gale force winds. The Faroe Islands part-timers equalised in stoppage time. Cue Scandi scenes. But away trips don't come tougher than playing Bolivia at altitude in La Paz. Or so we thought. The Bolivians have now taken home advantage to another level, literally 500 metres further up the Andes to the country's highest city, El Alto, 4,100 metres above sea level. Meanwhile, the loudest stadium in world football officially is the Ali Sami Yen, where Galatasaray fans set a world record of 131 decibels. That's louder than Motorhead. But our most intimidating away day is in Wales. Prison team HMP Prescoed was briefly kicked out the Gwent League over concerns about young opposition having to go in there. Now that's a tough place to go.
Good morning. This is Early Breakfast on talkSPORT with Adrian Flux, the cover you need at a price you'll love, with What's Fans Insurer of the Year 2021. You can find out more at adrianflux.co.uk. Oofed, we're building up to another heat wave. Well, if you're in like the London area, we're in for an absolute cracker today, by the way. Just your wee weather report. No, today's manageable, right? 23 degrees, fine. Then it's 25 tomorrow, Thursday up to 28, Friday up to 29. Higher, she says, go higher. Next week, looking at 32 degrees already. Lovely jubbly. Let me just check out Glasgow from my peeps up there. Yeah, cloudy. Yeah, but still very warm. And then you get the heat wave next week as well. Love that. By the way, check your weather app because I can't go through all the areas this morning. Good to be with you. Some of your headlines you're waking up to. Former world champion Ricky Hatton has announced he'll be stepping back into the ring 13 years after retiring from the sport. The hitman will be 47 when he goes toe-to-toe with Isa Alda in a middleweight bout in Dubai this December. Hatton, who held world titles at welterweight and light welter, won 45 of his 48 fights before hanging up his gloves in 2012. Whoa, what a record that is. Everton midfielder Idrissa Gueye has extended his stay on Merseyside, signing a new one-year contract with the club. It keeps the Senegal international there until next summer with an option of a further year. And world champions Spain are through to the knockout stages of the Women's Euros after thrashing Belgium 6-2 last night. Their win, paired with Portugal and Italy drawn 1-1, sees them progress while Belgium are out. Group C leaders Germany play Denmark this evening before Poland take on Sweden. So 11 goals so far in the opening two games for Spain. Adrian Durham was out there obviously for talkSPORT, our voice of live football. He texted last night saying Spain are an absolute joke. Bon Mati is unbelievable. And I said, yeah, breaking news, Adrian, breaking news. He said they literally had a mountain marking her and she had nowhere to go. Bon Mati just run and rings around this player from Belgium. Outstanding stuff. Spain As you know, the favourites for the tournament, the Lionesses, got to pull their socks up and go again in the next game against Netherlands, which is tomorrow night. Very much so looking forward to that. For all of our action from the Women's Euros, you can jump onto the talkSPORT YouTube channel. There's a women's football channel there as well if you're into that. Let's talk about the British and Irish Lions, shall we, ahead of their next warm-up game. That's tomorrow over on talkSPORT 2. Maro Itoje will reclaim the captain's armband when Andy Farrell's side take on the Brumbies tomorrow. Obviously, we have it live.
We get into the business part of this one, folks. Jamison Gibson Park picks, goes around the edge, gives to Maro Itoje, who gets over the line.
See great players performing well, and it gives you extra motivation.
Mac Hansen returns it back in field, and Gary Ringrose will score for the Lions.
You can never take for granted winning on these tours.
It's a fascinating psychological thing about tour life, especially when you've got players from different nations who ultimately all want the same goal, which is to be a test Lion.
You have to stay open-minded, otherwise a closed book is not good for anyone.
He will offload to Mitchell. They feint right, go left. Alex Mitchell with another feint and scores the try.
Obviously, this can be a great opposition.
The Brumbies have done brilliantly. Tom Wright has it. Looking at link up on the outside. He might go himself. Oh, that's outstanding.
But for us, it's testing how we're going to get better, trying to implement our game.
This is the tour now. It's not yet to come. This is it now. This is the present.
If we play well, that'll help the team, but the team has to win. You talk about personal performances and players stepping up, but you know the team has to keep winning.
Yeah, Andy Farrell has named a strong side with full-back Blair Kinghorn, the only player to keep his place from the weekend over the Waratahs. Of all of the warm-up games we've seen, we've never had even nearly close to the same 15 who've stayed on the pitch. It's always been changing 13 to 14 players a time. Ellis Genge, Dan Sheehan and Tadhg Furlong are all in the front row, while Finn Russell and Jameson Gibson Park will start at half-back. Very much so looking forward to seeing that pairing. Andy Farrell is expecting a very, very tough test tomorrow against the Brumbies.
100%. That's what we expect. We expect Saturday's game to be a tough one as well, just before the first test. So, the games are obviously coming thick and fast, but the faster they come, it's another game on the road for us. But it's one that's pretty special for the Brumbies. So there's a realisation from us as well as far as that's concerned.
Andy Farrell there speaking about his selection. He also said to the media yesterday, he said, "I'll tell you what I said to the team. There is always going to be speculation, but it is up to people to put their best foot forward for a test spot from now on." And we saw some mistakes from the like Hugo Keenan at the weekend against the Waratahs. He had a bit of a nightmare. Blair Kinghorn, like we say, keeps his place in the team. It's always been changing. It's always been moving. Hugh Jones threw his hand up at the weekend to make sure he gets a test start. And then you look at the starting lineup for this weekend, and he's not there. But it's ever changing, it's ever moving, and it's amazing when you speak to Ben Kay, the amount of pundits we've got working on the British and Irish Lions with us when they say it's so intense. Playing against your teammates, playing for that spot. Nobody's guaranteed. You can play yourself into a test, and then from a warm-up you can play yourself out of a test. There's so much pressure on these guys. It's been so interesting so far. We weren't blown away watching the Waratahs the other day. They're probably absolutely shattered, even though Ben Kay says this is the British and Irish Lions. You do not get tired. You're always running on adrenaline. Former Scotland international Jim Hamilton told Jim White and Simon Jordan yesterday that we can't read too much into the warm-up matches.
I don't want to belittle a game of rugby or any player that's played in it, because that might be the only game they play for the Lions or the only game they get to play against the Lions. But in terms of the quality of opposition, the Lions' hardest game was Argentina before they left in Dublin. Like, these are two of the weakest provinces in Super Rugby. But the next two games, they're the same, they're warm-up games, but they're quality opposition. Up against the Brumbies in Canberra, they beat them 12 years ago. Like, that was the only team, that the provincial side, that beat them. They're the best team in the Super competition from an Australian standpoint. And then they've got the invitational game, which will be a mix between Australian and New Zealand players. And then now you'll start to see, like, the squad that's been picked for the game against the Brumbies. You're starting to see the combinations of what the test side will be. But ultimately, they're going to get judged on the series, right? That's it. Yeah. Everyone will forget what's gone before.
Yeah, those combos that we've seen in these warm-up games. But Finn Russell at 10, Jameson Gibson Park at 9 look like they'll be the nailed-on starters for the test. This team that play tomorrow, the starting 15, seem to be as close as we're going to get to the starters for the test on the 19th of July. That's back in Brisbane. That's where the first warm-up game took place. So they've had a good run around there, and we'll see how this one goes tomorrow. It's against the Brumbies. I'm working that one for you tomorrow, very much so. Looking forward to that alongside Ben Kay and Andrew McKenna, live on talkSPORT 2 tomorrow at 10 a.m. And by the way, Alfie Reynolds is our reporter down under today, and he's been there since it all got underway. But he has got a brilliant podcast called Lions Uncaged. He's there in the camp. He's been speaking to all of the players, getting all the chat, what it's looking like in camp, the pressure that they're under, the way that they have to perform. Lions Uncaged, available wherever you get your podcasts. Right, it's time now for the front pages with our very own Lion, Sam.
It's a front page throwdown.
Oh, what a move!
The front pages first on the early sports breakfast. talkSPORT.
Give us your best roar.
I would say pussycat at best in my case, wouldn't you?
Yeah, rugby is true.
I would say so.
In a good way, though.
Yes.
That's the thing when you watch like the rugby, they batter the lumps out of each other.
Oh, I know.
And do you know what? That's the thing. When we work here, you quite often focus on the football and like the topical stories.
Yeah.
Whereas then covering the British and Irish Lions, you get the chance to like really put your head into it and you know, just see sport from another angle, which you don't usually cover all of the time.
Sure.
And honestly, the communication, even though, you know, at the weekend against the Waratahs, it was quite stop-start, lots of stop-start. It was almost over TMO'd.
Yeah.
It was over ref that game. The communication that you've got between the fans and the referee, I know we've said it 100 times.
Oh, it makes such a difference, doesn't it?
You need that in football.
Yeah, you really do.
Football in time, you know?
They need to stop being so afraid of that, I think.
Yeah.
I've got something that can help you this morning, Shebahn. I know you all often give me stick on this because I always bring you food and you say to me, I'm hungry, stop doing that. And
It's because I'm a fat pie
you
and
tell
it's
me
the
that
summer.
I'm a rubbish person and stuff. This morning I've got some useful advice for you.
Go on.
A patch that sticks to your skin will let you know if you're about to ruin tomorrow morning with a boozy hangover. The gadget will monitor how much alcohol and water your body sweats out, then ping your phone telling you to drink more water.
I love it.
I knew you'd like this. This is right up your street. Reminding people to hydrate after too much drink could end the dreaded morning after misery for countless Brits. The patch was originally designed at Northwestern University in the US for athletes, but the inventors are now also focusing on boozers. There you go, you see.
Well, listen, you see, this could change a lot for people because you know me, I love a glass of wine. Right?
Oh, yeah, Whispering Angel.
I just love my glass of wine, right? But some days I'm a bit like, ooh, groggy, should have had more water last night.
Yeah.
And when you do drink water and have it between alcohol, it does help with your hydration. You do feel better the next day.
There you go, you see.
Much better for it.
There you go.
When we were on the hen do last weekend, I was sharing with my sister-in-law, Emily, who's preggers. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, God.
Oh, do we need to dump that?
I thought for a minute, no, it's fine. Thank God for that.
Okay.
Right, anyway, so she wasn't drinking obs.
Okay, yeah.
I literally, miles off it, Sam. Come over here and give me a slap. Wake up, you stupid cow! God, I'm...
You're right, Shebahn. You okay?
Anyway, I thought I'd just revealed her baby news,
Yeah.
but she's please, oh God, right, stop talking. Anyway, I was sharing with another girl called Jackie, and she's smart, you see, because she brought the hydration salts.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So when we would come in at 4 in the morning, she'd swirl in the water, off we go. She would like drink that, and I'd be like,
responsible, that.
and we'd get the salts down as we'd back up at 11, go again the next day, and I swear it did help.
So now you need the patch, you see. The
You need the
following morning, you know,
patch.
right, oh, okay, I might be drunk, but I know I need to drink some more water, and I'll be fine in the morning. Or stop drinking wine is the other option.
Exactly.
Isn't it, really?
Exactly.
Now, how do you feel about standing in a queue? Are you very organised, orderly? Do you like all that stuff?
Standing in a queue?
Yeah, do you enjoy it? Like,
No.
It could get you off.
Absolutely not.
No?
Does it get me off standing in a queue?
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay. Well, apparently...
Does it get you off?
No. Apparently, queuing etiquette is under threat. Gen Z are 4 times more likely to push in than their grandparents. Now, Gen Z, they get a lot of stick, don't they, for a lot of things, but sometimes I think nowadays, fair enough, all right? The Gen Z are they're trying to change trends from the past, but this is not a good one, is it?
No,
you can't
they're
be
miles off it.
pushing in front of, old grannies and stuff at post office queues.
Yeah, no, I mean, and also what I've noticed these days, Sam, is that people are impatient, right? We have no patience anymore.
True,
and you could
that's
be in
true.
a queue and somebody could be like this, breathing on your shoulder. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, do you want to jump on my back?
Yeah. Drape a napkin over your shoulder.
Like,
Awful.
stop, get your clatty breath off of my shoulder
Yeah.
before I vomit.
Yes. Do you know what that is? It's
space people.
It's TikTok that's done that.
Hi.
It's just TikTok. It's just people's attention spans are so short now. They've got no patience for anything.
Yep.
You want it to happen in seconds, and if you can't swipe across it and get rid of the person behind you, you're not interested anymore. Are you? A new study suggests that Britain's once unshakable code is starting to unravel. It shows a sharp generational divide when it comes to queuing behaviour and even where to stand at the bar. While the majority of Brits still consider pushing in to be the ultimate queuing crime, 53% of Gen Z say they think it's acceptable. I did see a reel the other day of people queuing very orderly for the tube, which I thought was rather nice.
Yeah, and do you know,
standing in
actually,
line.
when you come out of the building at News UK, the queue for the bus at London Bridge is lovely. Everyone stands really nicely spaced apart and they go all the way around the street. I mean,
yeah.
A nice queue is the one, but standing in it, get in the bin.
And just lastly, I've got to bring you this story because, again, this is near and dear to your heart. We're back to Gen Z again. Golf will die out.
No!
Unless Gen Z can be convinced it isn't boring, it's claimed. They say it needs to be rebranded as a trendy sport that can deliver the same thrills as six-a-side football favourite, Baller League.
I thought that's what Liv was meant to be.
There you go, you see.
And Westwood said that they're bringing in an audience who have never watched a game of golf before.
Yeah. How would you, if you had to, revolutionise golf for like a version of golf for the younger audience? How would you do it?
I'd make it like, you know, that really the Phoenix Open when everyone's like really rowdy all the time.
Oh yeah,
They're jumping in the lake at the end of it and stuff like that.
That's what you want.
It's like the stag do a golf, isn't it? More of that.
I'd quite like golfers to come onto the course with their own theme music. I think that would rile people
Good
up.
walkouts.
That would rile people right up, wouldn't it? You get somebody coming out there
That's
with
a good
some
idea.
big, wrestling theme or something. That'd be great.
A bit stuffy sometimes.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
Stuffy, yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
Imagine someone coming out with their own beat, like their own sort of ghetto blaster on their shoulder with their music.
Yeah.
Wind everybody up.
Could liven it right up.
There we go.
I like that, Sam. Good suggestion from you. You're listening to Early Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we're going to build up to the Club World Cup semi-finals here on talkSPORT. Chelsea played Fluminense tonight at 8 o'clock. Live for you here on talkSPORT. How you getting on this morning? I've put my foot in my mouth, 20 times since 5 o'clock this morning. Brilliant. Really good start to your Tuesday. You're listening to Early Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Don't worry, all will be saved. Jeff Stelling here in 10 minutes time alongside Andy Townsend on talkSPORT Breakfast. And I have some very, very exciting news for you. I hope this isn't under embargo and I'm allowed to talk about this. Next Saturday, talkSPORT brings you live commentary of the undisputed world heavyweight title fight between Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois, live from Wembley Stadium. I cannot believe how quickly the time has gone in from when they said this fight was coming up and all in the diary. It's here now. British heavyweight Dave Allen will be part of our expert boxing team who will keep you up to date with all of the action from the start of the fight right the way through to the final bell. He'll be with us right the way through the week as well. Usyk versus Dubois. Get in my belly on talkSPORT next Saturday night, live from Wembley Stadium and on the talkSPORT Boxing YouTube channel. Lovely jubbly. We've also got Club World Cup action tonight from the quarterfinals. Chelsea taking on Fluminense. The semi-finals. They're 2 games away from winning the whole thing completely. Would be a tough final though. PSG and Real Madrid still in the competition as well. We've got all of England's games and Wales's games from the women's Euros here on talkSPORT. They're in action tomorrow night. And of course the British and Irish Lions tomorrow against the Brumbies, live on talkSPORT 2, 10 a.m. build-up, and it all gets underway at 11 o'clock. Now, you would have heard over the week that we had the chance to win you into Oasis in Manchester next week. Good luck to you if you have entered. But what about those people who have already nabbed tickets? Well, one of our very own, Andy Goldstein, honestly, is the biggest Oasis groupie that I've ever heard of. He was back on Drive yesterday and he was lucky enough to see the first reunion show in Cardiff. And Goldstein, never one to brag, discussed his celebrity-infused experience in the Welsh capital yesterday.
We went to the gig and there was loads and loads of members of the public, as you would imagine. But I eventually got a wristband. I was sent to the wrong place to begin with, but eventually got a wristband. And went backstage, as you would imagine. Carlton Cole was there. Saw Carlton Cole was hanging out.
Was he in the backstage or was he the backstage?
No, he was in backstage.
Was he, yeah?
Yeah. Joe Cole was there. I'll be honest, they probably won't remember seeing me, if you know what I mean. They might have had 1 or 2 beers. Doctor Who was there. Is his name Matt Smith?
Is he, yeah?
He loves the show, by the way. He couldn't stop telling me how much he loves our show.
Oh, I love that.
And I was like, well, come on, big Blackburn Rovers. Yeah, I know. Big Blackburn Rovers.
Sorry.
The gig.
Rewind quickly. Carlton Cole.
Yeah.
I've known Carlton for a long time.
Yeah.
The Oasis, I've never known him to be...
free ticket, I think.
Oh, okay.
I imagine so. I actually said I had to get your ticket and it went through no, and I was like, okay, how's that connection?
Yeah.
Oh, honestly, what a night, what an experience to be backstage with Oasis as they get back together. You've probably seen it all. Was it Amy MacDonald, the Scottish singer, who watched them fall out at the gig she was at? She said she was backstage with them and she watched them completely kick off together. But Andy Goldstein, our man from Drive, was there to watch them get back together again. If you were there at Cardiff, totally jealous. I would actually really enjoy going and seeing Oasis. If you've got your ticket, lucky you. If you've entered the competition here at talkSPORT, well, fingers crossed for you. It sounds like an absolute belter. Now, you would have heard this conversation yesterday. talkSPORT understands teenage sensation Ethan Nwaneri is reluctant to sign a new contract with Arsenal without the guarantee of playing more time next season. We've got a piece from our chief football correspondent Alex Crook on our website all about this situation and what's been reported. And our talkSPORT pundits had plenty to say about this revelation yesterday. So we'll start with talkSPORT Breakfast, Dean Saunders. He said, if it is the case for Nwaneri that he wants more time in the first team, then he needs to stay humble.
Not when you're 18. It's just, who do you think you are? Type. Who do you think you are? 18. You've done nothing. You've done nothing yet. You're learning the game. Listen to what Saka says to you. You learn more from your peers than you do from any manager. So it's the players you're playing with every day. They're the people you try and impress. You got. Can I live in this company? Can I play it in this company? Because my teammates are going to turn on me if I keep giving the ball away and I'm not producing. So he has to just learn. He's got loads to learn.
Some may call him old school, but that's the thoughts of Dean Saunders. And then on Drive, former Premier League striker Darren Bent says he can understand Nwaneri's frustration.
The thing that's gone against Nwaneri, I think, is the fact that he plays in a position where arguably Arsenal's best player, Saka, that wide right is Arsenal's best player. So that's why he's not going to jump ahead of Saka. No. And also, I think he could play a 10 Nwaneri, but that's the club captain in Odegaard, who last season was poor. but the season before was good, and the season before that was even better than that.
Yeah.
So, no, I think there's plenty of time for your development, and I know it's hard to kind of pull the reins in and go, you're going to get your opportunities, but I don't think the answer for him would be to leave.
Darren Bent, his thoughts there. It can be frustrating, obviously, if you're not getting first team regular football, but he is 18. He is 18. Don't know where these reports have really come from as well. I imagine his camp won't be entirely happy about this as well, but I suppose maybe they want reassurance, you know, if he could look to get an opportunity elsewhere to get going. Maybe he's hungry, maybe he's ambitious, and he doesn't want to be sitting on the bench, or he doesn't want to be, you know, wasting what he feels is incredible talent just now to show off. Maybe it's worth having that conversation with the manager. Arsenal Invincible Martin Keown has urged Nwaneri to stay under Mikel Arteta's guidance.
I'll take you back to the cup final that Arteta won, although it's credited now, isn't it, with the manager before him. When he went in that game, who sat on the bench and didn't come on? Saka. That looked painful. So he has a history, Martinelli. A lot of people crying out for him to make a start, but he does it when he feels it's right. And I think Nwaneri is on the same path. He's in a wonderful talent. He's been protected by Arteta. It's not to do with ability. He will get his chance. And he doesn't really, maybe it's a bartering situation for the contract, but I've met the family, the father, very calm, lovely family. He's an intelligent boy. He'll eventually sign for Arsenal. There's no doubt about that. I just think he wants to make sure he plays football, and that's healthy. But, you know, he's doing it for the right reasons, this young man, and I believe he's going to be a superstar at Arsenal.
And he's probably looking at his mate, his best friend from the beginning, Miles Lewis-Skelly, and how much he's progressed in first team football that he's getting and going, I want a bit of that as well. I appreciate the hunger and the drive, but also you are 18 and there's nothing wrong with asking these questions. It's the boy's future, it's his career. For more on this story, you can jump onto our website at talksport.com. Coming up for you here on talkSPORT Breakfast today, British tennis star Dan Evans will look ahead to Norrie against Alcaraz. Looking forward to that one today on centre court in the quarterfinals of Wimbledon. All the updates coming for you here on talkSPORT. Former Spurs and West Ham manager Harry Redknapp will be with us. Don't forget, you've got the Club World Cup final, semi-final coming up with Chelsea and Fluminense at 8 o'clock tonight here on talkSPORT as well. So we'll build up to that. Coming up next, talkSPORT Breakfast with Jeff Stelling and Andy Townsend. Bye, driver.